Thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. So today's sequence is really gentle. It's about keeping our hips happy and giving them a little bit of mobility, a little bit of self-massage, a little bit of opening. So make sure you're nice and comfortable, and let's make us start lying down on our back. Setting yourself up so with the feet hip distance apart, arms down by your side. So we're just coming into this position. It's sometimes known as a constructive rest. Feet hip distance, toes pointing forward. Feeling free to close down the eyes. Just taking a few moments here to allow everything to settle. Just bringing yourself to this present moment. Just noticing your breathing. Just breathing in and out through the nose. And then I want you to notice your jaw. And see if you can gently unhinge a little bit. So just releasing the jaw open. So your lips might part. And then as you release the jaw, take your attention to your hips. Notice how your hips are feeling. Notice if and when you release your jaw, do you feel that in your hips? And you might not. And then just come back to the jaw. And then just again, keeping the breath nice and easy, trying to unhinge and relax the jaw. And then take your mind to your hips. We'll just do that a few more times. There's a relationship between kind of clenching your jaw and the tightness in the hips. So when you clench your jaw, it often ends up tightening the hips as well. So we're just trying to connect with that here. Unhinging the jaw, noticing if there's any effect on your hips. And just let that go, but we're going to stay in this position, and you might need to open your eyes a little bit to see this next part, but if you feel like you can follow along with the instructions, feel free to keep the eyes closed. We're going to take the thumbs and place them into the hip creases. So we're pressing down into the center of the hip creases. So imagine the line going up your thigh towards your knee into the center of your hips, and that's where you want to place your thumbs. Fingers on the outside, and what we're going to do is just take an inhale. As you exhale, press down and away, and you might feel the pelvis start to tilt forward slightly and a little bit of pulling into the lower back. So stretching into the psoas muscle, activating that psoas muscle to lengthen a little bit here. And then as you inhale, you can release, just letting that pelvis relax back down. And then again, pressing with your thumbs away from you. Just noticing how that makes your lower back feel. And then release. We'll just do that one more time. As you exhale, pressing down and away. And then letting that release. And now you can keep your eyes closed or you can open them up to you. Let's bring the right knee in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers around the shin, taking that knee slightly over to the side, and maybe you can extend that left leg away. And just for this variation, let's try to keep everything pretty relaxed. We won't flex the feet unless if your leg's really off that mat, then you might need to flex your foot. But if you can, just trying to keep everything pretty relaxed. Try to relax the shoulders. Every now and then, just checking in with your jaw. Taking one more inhale. As you exhale, maybe squeeze that right knee in slightly more towards that right armpit. And then let's release that down. Both feet flat on the mat again to begin. Bring that left knee in, interlacing the fingers around that left shin. Squeezing it in and then extending that right leg long if that feels available. Keeping both feet relaxed. Try to relax the shoulders. Open breathing. Lower belly falling back in towards the spine, particularly as you exhale. And then let's release that left leg long and then bring both feet flat onto the mat. I'm going to bring both legs in towards the chest as if you're about to go on your happy baby, but just keep your shins relaxed and then hold on to your knees here. And then we're going to take some big circles outwards. So let the knees move away from you. Keep your pelvis really stable here. So try not to let it rock and roll. We're going to let the knees open out and then circle them in. So thinking about some really big circles with your knees. We're taking some very big rotations in the hip joints here. And then let's change the direction. So bringing the knees in and then opening them out, bringing them together. Come in and then out. Checking in with your breathing. Checking in with your jaw. And then finishing off your last circle here. And then let's place the feet flat onto the mat. Open the feet out as wide as the mat. Arms away from the body, so giving yourself plenty of space. And then letting the knees drop over to the right. So just coming into our windscreen wipers here. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale center. Exhale to the right. Just noticing which part of the foot is on the mat. So across the sole to the outer edge, to the inner edge, and moving a little bit across the back of the pelvis. And the next time we come over to the right, let's just hold it here. Option here to place that right ankle on top of the left thigh to just give yourself a little bit more weight here. Just see how that feels. And you could turn your head to the left if that feels comfortable. Maybe closing down your eyes if they're not already closed. Allowing the weight of that right foot just to create a little bit of extra opening through that outer left hip. Try to relax the lower back down towards the mat. And then releasing that right foot, coming back through center, inhale, and then exhale, dropping over towards the left, and then maybe taking that left ankle on top of the right thigh. And head can look over to the right. Easy breaths. Lightly scanning the body and noticing if there's anything you can let go of. Any little pockets of tension. And then releasing that left foot back down, bringing the legs back through center. Bring the feet back to hip distance apart and arms a little bit close to the body. Take the right leg up towards the ceiling and flex the foot towards the face. And just for a few rounds, let's take a point through the foot and then flex. Point and flex. And again, point and flex. And one more, point and flex. So we're going to hold the flex. Take an inhale as you rotate the right foot out and then rotate the foot in as you exhale. Rotate the foot out and rotate it inwards. Go one more time, rotate out and then rotate in. And last time, rotate out. Let's hold the rotation and then place that right ankle on top of the left thigh. Arms down by your side, palms facing down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's peel the spine off and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. So this is going to be a lot more active than what we've been doing. Keep pressing down through that left foot. Notice how this right hip wants to drop down and you want to try to lift that right hip up so it stays level. Find the breath. Feel into that left thigh or the back of the left thigh, so the hamstring. For 3, for 2. Take one more inhale, lift the hips up a little bit higher, and then exhale, rolling back down. Bring the legs in towards the chest if that feels like it's available. Otherwise, you could just leave it where it was. Threading the right hand through the middle, either holding the front of the left shin or behind the left thigh, whatever is available. And then just trying to squeeze the legs in towards the chest, that right knee moving away from the right shoulder. As you bring the legs in towards you, try to press the back of the pelvis back down to the mat. Once again, check in with the jaw. Notice if you can unhinge a little bit. Taking one more full breath. And exhaling, squeezing in a little bit more. And then let's release it down. And both feet flat onto the mat. And then let's take that left leg up, flexing the left foot towards the face. And then point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. One more time. Point and flex. Let's rotate out. Inhale. Exhale to rotate in. Inhaling and exhale, rotate in. Inhale, rotate out. Exhale, rotate in. Last one, rotate out. Place that left ankle on top of the right thigh. Make sure that right foot's not too far away from you. Try to start off with both hip bones level, arms down by your side. Inhale and then exhale to peel the spine off. Coming into this bridge variation here. Try to lift both hip bones up, particularly that left hip bone. Find the breath. Lifting the hips up a little bit higher. Last 3. Last 2. Take one more inhale, lift the hips, and then exhale, rolling back down. And then maybe bringing the legs in a bit closer towards you, threading that left hand through, holding the front of that right shin. Left knee pressing away from that left shoulder. Just noticing if there's any space to bring the legs in a little bit closer towards you. And notice when you unhinge the jaw, does that have any difference? Or does that make any difference, on your hips or capacity to release? Relax the shoulders. Taking one more full breath. And staying for the exhale, maybe there's a little bit more space. And then let's release the feet back down and extending the legs out long. Just giving the feet a little bit of a turn in and out a couple of times. And just letting the feet come forward and back a little bit. So just taking a little bit of a shudder through the whole body. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let the feet fall out away from one another. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. Make sure that you're warm. When you feel ready, closing down the eyes. Find the breath again. Just noticing the back surface of the body in contact with the mat, the ground underneath you. So allowing those points of contact just to get a little bit deeper with each exhale. Allowing all the muscles of the face to soften. Releasing the front of the throat and the back of the throat. Shoulder heads relaxing down. Soft belly. Whole body letting go. Coming to complete rest for the next few minutes. And if you find that the mind's drifting, you can always bring yourself back to the breathing. Slight focus on the breath in and out. Please feel free to stay resting here for as long as you would like to. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. Namaste.